This segment of Biggie Outdoors is brought to you by Snap Fitness of Wausau. It's time to get in shape, and Snap Fitness is the right place to do it. With 2 locations in Weston and Wausau, you're never far from a Snap Fitness. Open 24/7 for members with clean and well-maintained equipment. Check out their new location across from Fleet Farm on Wausau's north side with all new machines and equipment. Sign up for some classes or training. Pick up the supplements you need and take advantage of the monthly deals and sign-up specials they have going on now. The staff at Snap Fitness is waiting for you to assist you in any way they can. So head on down to Snap Fitness today and get signed up.
Can you hear me there? Oh, there we are. Welcome back. We had Brandon on the line there, and of course he's down ice fishing, and he's fishing with his buddy Garrett down there, who owns that log furniture business, makes his custom fine pine designs, I guess. Kind of a long name. Wouldn't you come up with something a little different?
Although because of the
ring to it,
right,
fine pine design.
How about our fine pine design?
it's better than that Metalloid Firearms
Products.com.
or
Well, some of these names get to be really long, I'm telling you. So one of the other products that we had seen while we were down there, you know, we do a lot of hog hunting and we do a lot of stuff at night. And I've been struggling with different products that we've been trying to represent. Excuse me. And gotta go over there. And we've tried these. The slow glow lights work great. They're a good product. We're using them and we're getting some film footage off of them. But you kind of got to be in a spot where you've already had those out and the animals are used to it and you're baiting that spot and everything. So when you travel like we do, it's kind of hard to use the slow glow all the time because you got to go out and set it up.
Is that the one that starts out dim and gets brighter?
Yep.
I heard you talking about that.
Yep. Yeah. And we've tried some other nighttime thermal vision type things, but they were very cumbersome, very heavy, and the ones that the sponsors sent us did not work. And so that kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth when that happens. So when we ran across this other product here at the SHOT Show, I was kind of interested in it because it actually had worked for not just hunting at night, but a lot of other things. I'm trying to look and see what the name of the thing is here again. It's the guy's, I got his information on here, but these sights, he's got a handheld one. It's for hunting at night. And you can use it as a spotlight as well, like a handheld spotlight. But it's in red. So it's not going to spook all your animals. And it shines way out there. You're talking like 800 meters is what he's talking that he can get.
So this is it's not infrared.
No, it's just a red.
Is that with the filter? Is there a filter on?
No,
or is it
because
the
there's
actual
no regular
bulb?
light. It's red. It's a red lens, and they've got it so that you can slowly turn it on, you know, and handle that yourself. So, like if you were using it in Africa for leopard hunting, you know, you can point that towards where it is and just slowly start turning it up, and then the hunter can be ready, and as soon as he can make out the animal, he can be ready to shoot. He doesn't have to be trying to control things himself or whatever. They've got them so they mount on your scope, on your tack rails, and it just seemed like a really great product all the way around. I'm trying to Coyote Light, that's what it's called. Coyote Light. And like I said, they got a little handheld one that'll sit on the end of your scope. And then you got one that you can use, a big one that you can use almost like a spotlight. Or if you had two guys that were hunting, together, one guy could run the light. So for coyote hunters up here, this will definitely help you reach out there a lot further because it's got a lot more reach than some of the other red lights and the nighttime lights that are out there on the market. It's not night vision, and it's not real expensive. So if you're predator hunting, hog hunting, or even if you're just driving around observing wildlife, this will disturb them a lot less. It doesn't have that big white glare and carry that goes off, shining miles into the horizon, letting people know you're out there shining either. So, coyote lights, coyotelight.com is where you can go check them out. And we were up in that innovations type area. They call it the next row. And we talked with the guys from that. It was a company that makes backpacks and tactical gear. It seems like everybody is making that stuff nowadays. The backpacks and the tactical gear.
Isn't this what you started the show on?
We did. Yeah, we started the show.
Something about this was, it's looks like the backpack that you would get like for your kids for school or whatever, but the material is completely different.
Yeah. Yep. It's called Kanai. Kanai Products. It's
that was it.
Cannae. Kanai. And they've got them. They're padded so you can put cameras in them. They're very well put together. The ergonomics and stuff, the way that they're put together, it's not just like some of the packs that I carried in the military weren't that comfortable on your back. This thing is definitely set up, and it'll hold plenty of gear, plenty of cameras and things like that. And their fellow that actually is the spokesman for it, Billy Birdzell, he's actually an ex special ops from the Marines.
Okay.
And he helped them develop these products for the tactical shooter and the hunter, because he's also a hunter as well. And so from the standpoint of both, it seems like a lot of this, there's getting to be a lot of crossover between the hunting and the tactical side of things. And when you really think about it, I guess it makes sense, because the guy that's out there trying to hunt and you're trying to carry gear, especially in today's world, everybody's filming. So you're filming with your camera, you're filming with your phone, you're filming with whatever, but you got all this stuff to carry with you, whether it's water. You got to carry all this stuff. And there's nothing that's made to carry gear, a lot of gear, in as convenient and comfortable a way as possible than tactical gear, because in the military you're carrying a lot of stuff with you, ammo, everything. So
yeah, you said you're one upload from being the next viral video or YouTube star.
Right. Yep. So like for us, our camera guys having a pack like this, you keep a laptop in it, you keep the cameras in there, you can keep, so everywhere you go, all your electronics is right there, right with you. If you get on a plane, it's with you. Just make sure you don't keep any bullets in there, because that will keep you detained, and it'll get you that room with the rubber glove as well if you have a bullet in your pack. But they can carry some water in there, and one guy can carry gear that would help more than one person. So if everybody has a tactical style pack, on them they have the clips where you can attach stuff to the outside, tripods, shooting sticks. There's so many things you can attach when you have the right system. And a lot of this is being derived from use in the military, and now it's crossing over into the hunting and the outdoor world. Well, they're starting to change. You can get them in black. You can get them in all the military camos. Not with Kanai. I think Kanai is mostly just black. But they got ones out there you can get in the regular hunting camos now. But as far as a pack that was put together that seem to have all the usage that somebody would want. I really like this product from Kanai, and they have some shirts as well, some hunting shirts. You wouldn't think a lot of it, but you get a nice loose fitting black, shirt like that you can put warmer clothes on underneath. It helps your layer system. And then of course they've got other products and things like that as well, and they'll be coming out with more. I'm sure as time goes on, they'll continue to develop things. A lot of these companies, their best way to develop stuff is input from us hunters and fishermen and whoever's using it. As you're using it, start showing them, take pictures, take little videos, and send it back to your favorite company or whoever you're working with and say, hey, I'm using your pack. This is great, but I wish I had something that would help me with this problem. Chances are, if you're an outdoorsman, in any way, fishing, hunting, no matter what, and you're experiencing issues with hauling your gear around or some things, you're not the only one.
Just going to say that.
Yeah. So for you to think that you're unique, I mean, even us, we're out there filming, and we're not the only ones out there filming. So when you've got a pack that'll help you carry the little cameras, the big cameras, the bipods, and all this kind of stuff, and now the camera guy's got one, the hunter can carry one with him, but when you're on the hunt, the only guy that's going to be really carrying the stuff is your camera guy, and unfortunately he ends up being a pack mule as well, but you want to have it so that it's comfortable and you can carry the essentials that you need, and he's got it, but they also...
What? So you make your camera guy be the gun caddy too?
No, you have to carry that yourself. But they actually make it so that if you're carrying one as well, it's ergonomically designed so you don't have to take the thing off to hunt with it and shoot and all that kind of stuff. Like a lot of them, the strap is in the way, and they've got this one set up where it's very comfortable strap and it goes out of the way, so there's no need to. You can drop down prone, you can shoot kneeling, you can do whatever you want. You never need to take this pack off.
Wow.
So, excuse me, I keep coughing here this morning. I think this is going around. This is the longest I've been sick in a long time. It's because I don't have anybody to take care of me.
You've been sick ever since I've known you.
Well, that's a different kind of sick.
Oh.
There's no cure for that. This is the longest that I've had a cold and a sinus infection and this is a head cold. And
what about a head case?
Yeah, a head case. Yeah, that's me. So, well, you did figure out how to open the hood on that one. Cool. Yeah. When we were looking yesterday, I mean, he obviously has to get something, so I got him one of these. I don't know what it is.
Replica race car.
Yeah, it's a race car replica or whatever, and of course he can open the hood, so that's cool. So I got him that and a slingshot. Things that I think that are useful to a kid. He wants a BB gun next, but I see it, buddy. So that. Then he can start shooting the birds off the neighbors' bird feeders. And
what about paintball?
Paintball would be, yeah, that'd be awesome. But I'd be worried about that.
Or the fact that somebody would have to go around scrubbing everything.
Yeah, because when his uncle had paintball, I had. Oh man, you don't even want to get into it. And I know Brandon's still listening, but when Uncle had paintball. I had paintball marks on the house. I had holes in the siding, brand new siding, where they got too close and punched a hole through it with the paintball gun. Every shed vehicle on the place was full of paint splatters. And if it sits there in the hot sun for a while and bakes on, it does get to be tough to get off.
I can just see the. Yeah, I can just see Junior here, going after the birds on the top of the neighbor's house and second story.
Paint all over the place.
Bright fluorescent colors on a nice, charcoal gray siding.
And then, of course, you always have the paintballs that don't go off. So they're laying around, and then people step on them, and poof, dogs pick them up and chew on them and whatever.
Ooh.
And as much as they look like a gumball, they don't taste like a gumball, I can tell you that.
No, wouldn't that be a trick?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a
What,
trick?
shooting gumballs out of your paintball gun? That would hurt.
I heard paintballs hurt. I've never done it.
Paintballs do hurt. If you See, you go to these places where you can paintball fight, and they got rules. They set up these little buildings, and it's like, you can only have your gun turned up to this much pressure. You can only, that's for wimps.
Oh, boy.
When we had paintball guns, it was like crank them babies up as hard as you can. And there was no mercy. That's how we played. There was no mercy. You weren't out. Because how realistic is it if you're going to be out there playing, oh, yeah, we're going to go out there and play like combat and all this kind of stuff. And, I got paint on me. I'm done. I'm out. I tell you, if I was in combat and I had an arm missing, I'd still be shooting. I'd be shooting until I couldn't stand the pain anymore, and I was screaming that I was out. So that's how we play paintball. When you can't stand the pain anymore, you just scream you're out, and then we'll leave you alone.
Shoulders down.
Or whatever.
See, one arm off, you'll be good.
We've taken some headshots before. Nothing will make your ear ring like a paintball hitting you in the ear, let me tell you.
That just makes it harder to go have steak dinner. Especially, in the jawline.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
yeah, it's happened. We've had this swelling up, and so, yeah, it can get nasty playing paintball with the ease. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Maybe Brandon will have his phone charged. You right back?
Not likely.
Grilling season never ends at Dickey's Barbecue Pit in Wausau. Meats are seasoned and slow smoked in hickory wood burning pits on site daily. Buy it as a meal or buy it by the pound. Takeout's available. Drive-through, dine in, or even get Dickey's to cater your next big event. Dickey's Barbecue Pit, located at 2111 Stewart Avenue across from Furniture and Appliance Mart. You can smell the hickory smoke goodness already. Hey, it's deer season, and some of us don't have the best hunting shack. But if you go see our friend Denny at the Shed Shop in Anawa and Shawano, you can find the perfect little cabin, shed, or even a deer blind. Denny at the Shed Shop has the best little buildings in the Northwoods, all made with the quality of the Mennonites. So check out the Shed Shop today. Give Denny a call at 715-584-3054. The Shed Shop.
When you're cruising down the road and watching goes astray, call BRB Auto Body night or day.
BRB Auto Body knows that protecting your vehicle's value is important. That's why they only offer Line-X spray-on bed liners for trucks. Line-X, the industry leader in bed liners backed by a lifetime warranty, offers unmatched protection against gouges, rips, and tears. No lost cargo space and a rattle-free, quiet ride. And BRB Auto Body knows that life without your vehicle can be, at best, very difficult. That's why they offer Premier Rent-A-Car for your convenience. Premier Rent-A-Car offers competitive rates for all your rental car needs. No replacement vehicle coverage. When BRB repairs your car, they'll supply you with a complimentary vehicle at no cost. Call BRB Auto Body today at 359-9792 or check them out at brbautobodyinc.com.
Expect a quality job from BRB Auto Body. BRB Auto Body. BRB Auto Body.
County Highway XX in Rothschild.
Hey, it's Mike with Auto Trim and Sign here in Wausau. You already know we do the fun stuff on vehicles. We can also help your business, whether it's simple lettering, company decals, or even a vehicle wrap. Auto Trim and Sign can design and install graphics perfect for your business. Your car, truck, trailer, big rig, or your company's entire fleet will be in good hands. Check out our website, autotrimofwausau.com, or call us at 715-842-9114.
Hey, we're back with some more Big E Outdoor Radio here this morning. We were just talking about paintball. And I got to tell you some painful stories about paintball. Actually, they sold a lot of paintball guns at that gun show, too. It's kind of funny. They paintball and airsoft and all that stuff's taken off. And I don't know if they're teaching people to shoot at each other or what they're trying to do. But there was a day that we really got into that paintball thing. And we had the tanks for filling our own, we had the big tanks so we could fill our tanks on our guns and boxes of paintballs. And everybody was getting into it. And they'd come over. And we'd do it at night a lot because you could get closer to people. But
Oh, jeez.
we had a lot of land, and we'd go out and run around the woods and stuff. And, you know, I wasn't always known as such a nice guy. I know that looks shocking to you, Tim.
What?
And my brother-in-law used to come over quite often, him and my father-in-law, and we'd do the paintball wars and stuff. We'd have a ball. That was great pastime. But we try to get the girls involved, you know, or I don't know if we really tried to get them involved or if they just wanted to get involved and they wanted to not be left out while we were out there doing that all day. I'm really surprised that I still get nice messages and cards from my sister-in-law, because I used to enjoy hunting her down and lighting her up with paintball. It was just one of them things that, you know, it's like, oh, you're out here with the guys and you think you're as good as the guys? I'm going to show you, you know. And I can remember a time that she was out there with us. I think it was the last time she played with us. And remember I told you our rules were we shoot until you can't stand the pain anymore, you scream that you're out. So if I can't hear you, which, you know, I have a hearing problem as it is, especially if it's a woman, you might have to really scream loud to get me to understand that I should stop shooting. And the other thing is if I could sneak up on you and could get shooting at you, I would shoot as fast as I could.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah. And I can remember the time that I snuck up, and there's my sister-in-law to be, because I'm pretty sure they weren't married yet, laying down, hiding in the brush, thinking that she's going to ambush me. And she was on her knees or whatever, and all that was facing me was her rear end.
I wondered if that was coming up.
Oh, yeah. And I began to unload. And I thought it was funny. But evidently she did not.
So what happened?
She stopped playing with us.
What the?
Yeah. And to this day, she still, at least, says she loves me. But I think it took a while for that to come back around.
Something tells me that there's probably a long-term
Burn? She might have a mark.
revenge plot
She might have a mark back there.
So, you know what you get out? There is one locally owned store here that does have as they call it, as they refer to it, as a chef style selection. You can maybe go buy her a set of, you know, high priced kitchen utensils.
What, so she could stab me? I don't get invited over there very often anymore either. Now that I think about it, maybe she doesn't really. Maybe she never did forgive me. Yeah. But see, that's how paintball should be played. You shoot until the guy can't stand the pain anymore, and then, you know, I mean, it's just like if you were in combat and you start shooting somebody. I mean, they're not going to say, oh, you hit me, I'm out. I got blood on my uniform. No.
Something tells me...
They ain't out until they can't stand it anymore.
Something tells me you wouldn't do very well in a fencing competition.
Fencing? No. Someone would get hurt.
Not with a real gun,
And you know those fencing deals, they're like whips. It's like an antenna off of a vehicle, the way it looks like to me, what they're using.
I forget what they're called, but yes.
Okay, now you put a 4-foot antenna in my hand. I'm going to whip you with it. I'm telling you. I'm going to chase you down till you trip, and I'm going to whip you with it. So fencing would take on an entirely new meaning.
Oh, yeah.
Do they have fencing in this town? They got everything else. You know why? The other night I was at a business PM for the Chamber of Commerce at the curling club. Did you know we had curling in Wausau?
Never heard of it before in my life.
You don't know what curling is? Okay. I would have thought this was an old man sport, but
What between what are you between the house, the hack, the hog, the broom, the skip, the third, the second, or the first? Which way are you going?
oh, so you do know what curling is?
And besides that, an 8-ender is really rare, and I have one on tape.
Really? But you didn't know there was a curling club here in Wausau.
I've known Cal for many years.
Really?
Yes.
That is the nicest place I've ever been.
That place has...
And they got zero debt, that curling club. It's amazing if you go out there and just learn what they've got going.
How many people were at that PM this year?
Oh, my God.
200?
No, they said it was down. Like maybe there was only 150, but, man, I'm going to tell
Really?
you what.
That-
And nobody
that's one-
left. That's the thing. Usually those PMs, they start leaving at about 6:30-ish.
Look at the accommodations you have in that place. There's no reason to leave.
No. $380 or $385 a year it costs to become a member of the curling club. You go out there and curl, and then all of
it
your
went up.
alcohol's free after that.
No. Just the items on tap.
That's what I mean. So you got beer and stuff cheap, but you can bring your other stuff in.
But there's also we won't go into all of it, but there is you can purchase things.
Yeah.
Because that stuff has to be but the tap beer is included, yes.
Yeah, and you can use their kitchen.
And so is the soda. The soda is included. Yes, the kitchen is available to members, and that is a setup.
You know more about this than you let on. Are you an experienced curler?
I only curled for 5 years before I went on the road, and then I had to let my membership lapse. And since then, I have not been in a position to come up with those funds. I just usually have never put the money aside over the course of the year to do it. So, no, I used to videotape curling during the Badger State games, and it would air on public access for quite some time afterwards.
You know, I just found a little screw for glasses here, and I don't know which pair of glasses it fell out of, so that's not a good thing. Look at that.
No, not the screw, the glasses.
But anyway,
so did you enjoy yourself?
I did. I thought it was awesome. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, this is not. And there were young people doing it, and I learned a lot about the stones and where the stones come from, and all that.
I can't remember the name of the island, but it's one island off the coast of Scotland.
Yeah,
and and actually they are. I believe they're the quarried underwater. Is where
well, it's got to be a special kind of a stone so that it can take that impact and not shatter.
Yes.
Don't. So,
and those are all new rocks.
Yeah, they're all new.
And when that club opened, those are all new rocks for all 8 sheets, and there's
made
8
just for them. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Where else can you get a curling club with 8 sheets out there? I mean, that place is huge.
Doesn't it? Whoa. Where's the pad?
I know. I see that's missing too. That might be where it came from.
Is it a silver screw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Oh, had it.
So, but yeah, they have 8 sheets. It's an Olympic-sized place. I mean, most of your curling clubs don't have.
I got a tiny screw for you, Papa.
I see that. Thank you.
Here.
Most of your places don't have the capability of being able to train or let people practice for the Olympics.
It's a full 8 sheet. I mean, it's not just that there's 8 just enough room. Those are regulation size sheets. So each one is.
Well, when you're standing there, it looks like one of the places you'd watch on the Olympics where they're doing the curling. It's amazing in there. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
they built that place right. 2 fireplaces in there.
2 fireplaces.
The bar is unbelievable.
The kitchen has almost has everything but a deep fryer.
Really?
They
said that on some nights guys will go in there and they'll make steaks and
steaks, ribs, salmon. I have not seen. I can't say that I don't remember over the years if I've seen anybody do lobster or not. But
we could change that because you know what? I'm thinking that next year we need a curling team.
That's it all depends on and
they told me you need to have somebody with experience if you're new. So guess what? I just found out you have experience.
Well, that's why you go. That's why you sign up for on Wednesday night for Rookie League. You get to curl with somebody who's experienced that actually can teach you something.
You just told me you knew how.
I mean,
what do you need to know? You chuck a rock down the ice. I mean, how hard can it be?
That's so funny.
Oh boy! And we have 7 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Okay, we'll come back to this.
Yeah, we'll come back.
It's the ultimate tailgate event. Your chance to score. Big savings at Stark GM of Merrill. Last month, Stark finished 22nd in GM certified sales in the entire United States of America. So if you're looking for a GM certified pre-owned, Stark is the place. Find 30 certified pre-owned cruises starting at $9,995 or $149 a month. Choose from 14 GM certified Chevy Impalas starting at $12,988 or $196 a month. Or lease a new 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $69 a month. And Stark is your truck headquarters. And that's why you can save up to $11,000 on select 2015 crew cabs. Hurry! This ultimate tailgate event ends soon at Stark GM of Merrill and Highway 51 in Kew. Or visit us at starkmerrill.com. Plus tax and license fees. Cruise selling price $99.95, $149 a month, 0 down, 72 months, 3.49%. Impala selling price $12,988, $196 a month, 0 down, 3.84% APR, 75 months with approved credit, 24-month lease, 10,000 miles a year, $44.50 in rebates included. Must currently lease a non-GM vehicle. While supplies last. See dealer for details. Based on August GM certified pre-owned sales in the country.
Looking for the perfect gift for your hunter? How about some hydrographic dipping? Check out Adrenaline Hydro down at the Cedar Creek Mall. They're located in the Biggie Outdoor Museum and Pro Shop. You'll find the hydrographic solution to all your needs. Let Adrenaline Hydro put a custom look on your gun stock, deer skulls, bar glasses, car and truck rims, or even put a graphic design on the entire interior of your car or truck. Come see us for a deer season special. Bring us your deer head, uncleaned, and we'll beetle clean it and dip it with your choice of over 1,000 different patterns for only $125 for the whole package. Get on down to Cedar Creek Mall and grab a gift certificate for this now before the special ends. That's Adrenaline Hydro down at the Cedar Creek Mall, located in the Biggie Outdoor Museum and Pro Shop. Every single day, people just like you are leading happier, healthier lives by working out at Snap Fitness. With 2 locations, one in Weston and one in Wausau across from Fleet Farm, the hardest part of getting into shape is just walking into gym for the first time. So don't wait any longer. Head on down to the best deal in town and the best atmosphere you'll find for getting into shape. Trained professionals at Snap Fitness make them the perfect choice over any other fitness center in the area. Snap offers fitness classes, professional trainers, and the best equipment around. Get your own personal key to a private gym. Work out anytime you want, 24/7 in a members-only environment. No need to lock into the long-term contracts of other gyms. And tell them you want the Biggie Outdoor Special to get the best deal around on your membership. Snap Fitness in Wausau and Weston.
There we go. We're back with some more Biggie Outdoor Radio. We were talking about the curling thing, and I'm telling you, I think that we need to get a curling team going for next year because it looked like it's pretty good, relaxing time, a lot of fun. The people that were out there doing it seemed like they were nice, and I don't know, it just seemed like. But it can't be that hard. They said you got to get somebody that's experienced to come in. I'm like, well, how hard can it be? You got 3 lines. You want to try to chuck your rock down that line. You want to land it in a bullseye, and you got to knock the other guys out. It's shuffleboard with rocks. What the heck?
Yes, except with shuffleboard, you're generally playing on like a concrete surface.
Yeah.
With a hard plastic disc that generally goes straight.
Yeah. And I didn't see anybody using a bowling technique to throw that stone.
No. However, part of the reason it's called curling is that the rock, as a general rule, to get the rock to go from, if you want the rock to end up there, and you're starting here, you either go this way to get to the rock, to that spot, or you can come this way.
But I would call that hooking.
That is hence why it's called curling, because you have to curl the rock usually, and then it's a question of how hard. And now, mind you, it's mostly finesse.
Finesse.
Yes, it's a finesse sport. But
If you beat the other guy's rock hard enough, yours will stop and theirs will fly away. It's like pool.
yes, you can do a hard takeout. But what I'm getting at though is that you have to. I mean, I'm way out of practice, but you can still see the swing in the ice.
Do ricochets count?
It's
Like
better
it-
to be. It's better to be lucky than good.
In other words, if I hit the rock all the way down, bounced off the back wall, and came back,
No,
that don't count.
no.
Huh.
And if you do that, you'd probably get a talking to.
Would you?
Those rocks aren't cheap.
Yeah, they said they weigh 42 pounds apiece.
Yes, they do.
There were some big stones. They got kids ones there too.
Yes.
Which I asked. I said, "How do you throw them?" They said, "We got youth stones over there. They're half the size." And I'm thinking, huh, awesome.
They.
Have to
But there's more than just yes. Whichever color rock is closest to the center of the house at the end of
Yeah.
the end scores. And if you have 3 rocks closer than your opponent, then you get 3 points. If you only have 1 rock closer than your opponent, you only get 1 point.
Oh.
Okay, so it is possible.
So both people can't score.
No,
Only one of you is going to get a score,
correct.
and it's
And that
however many are closest than their closest stone.
correct. But it takes it's
Do you have to be sober to play this game?
that is one of the beauties of it. No,
Because I would think that this is definitely a drinking game.
usually,
And I
some of
would-
the team that I used to play with, my drinking team had a curling problem
Oh, I can imagine. I can.
because when we after like the third end, no. Sometimes usually was after the second end or the fourth end because that was in the old club. That was where because we were playing back to the door. We'd stack brooms and go have to have a pitcher, and then maybe come back out and finish the game. Usually we play at least 4 ends.
Okay, what's 4 ends? Tell me what that means.
An end, literally END. Think of it as a inning in baseball.
Okay, so it's going each direction.
Yeah. Going
That's one
down
end.
is one end, 2, 3. Your normal league game here in Wausau is 8 ends.
An 8 end. That's a full match.
Yes, that's what for league play. However, international play is 10 ends with a break after the 5th. You're allowed to in those games. You're allowed. I believe the entire game is allotted for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
It takes that long to chuck that thing back and forth 8 times.
That's 8 stone. That's 16 stones per end times 10 ends. And it can get to the point where because they're timed, the whole match is timed to fit in. To do an average game, an average league game in Wausau to do all 8 ends is 2 hours.
Really?
You start at 5. Very close. The early shift is at 5:30, and those guys are usually just cleaning up or just getting done cleaning up the ice for the 7:30 guys to start. Or when I'm usually saying guys, group, because there's men's, women's, mixed.
It says here that curling is one of the world's oldest team sports, originating in
Scotland.
the 16th century in Scotland, where games were played on frozen ponds and lochs. The earliest known curling stones came from Scottish regions of Stirling and Perth, date from 1511.
Holy crap.
Wow.
It goes back. I mean, I don't know which is older, the curling or the golf,
That's really
because they're both from Scotland.
yeah. I'm just looking and it's showing these guys and the stones that they were using back then, they're nowhere near as nice as the ones they use nowadays.
Probably not.
Yeah. Very interesting. 4 team members, 4 per team.
You have your skip, who's the leader. You have the third or vice skip, which would be the assistant to this, a second, and a lead.
And what's the other guy?
That's it. That's for you can have a fifth as an alternate, but
and who runs the broom? Does everybody run the broom?
well, what do you mean by that? Who sweeps or who holds
Yeah.
it?
Who sweeps in front of it?
Your skip or team leader
Doesn't.
well generally does not, because they're the one. Their broom is being used. Their broom is being used as a target to deliver the
Where you want it? Where you want?
well,
your stone.
initially where you want the direction, because the stone is going to curl from that point in, it'll curl towards, well, whatever. I don't know how to explain it on the radio. I can do it on picture. But, the rock can move up to 4 or 5 feet from where that broom was. So the skip holds that broom and then watches the stone come down to make sure that it's going where they would like. And then the other 2 team members are walking next to the stone, ready to sweep. And the sweeping does 2 things.
Yeah, let's hear it.
One, it will help make the rock. It can help make the rock travel straighter, to try and slow down the amount of curl. The other thing is, as they call it, it can add weight. Meaning that if you deliver the rock and it doesn't quite have enough oomph on it, your sweepers can help. By sweeping, that rock will travel further. So it's referred to as adding weight. You can have, and the skip at such point, there have been times just to get the rock in play, you'll have 3 people out in front of that rock sweeping just to get it across the hog line so that the rock can be in play. If it doesn't cross that far hog line, well, at that point, that rock has to be taken, gets put back in the rock storage area for the sheet and onto the next person's play.
They said that somehow that causes friction where it makes the ice a little warmer or warmed it up. Or
Yes,
something
it's
so that
just
it slides.
believe it or not, and if you
So this is nothing but a controlled skid the whole time.
to some degree you are correct. The other thing is that because curling is more or less self-policing, if that's the whatever. If you're sweeping and you hit the rock,
Yeah.
rock's out.
Oh, so you can't touch the rock when it...
No, you're not. If you're sweeping, or if you come down and you're trying to sweep your rock stone through what they call a port or an opening between a couple of other rocks, and say you hit your opponent's rock, you're just trying to sweep, and in your overzealousness while you're sweeping, you hit your opponent's rock. You then tell them so that it can be then adjusted back to where it was, because actually it doesn't. I mean, literally, you have a napkin laying on the counter in front of you. If you were to hold that napkin up vertically, and don't even think about that, that's too thick. Think of like onion skin or tracing paper.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen stones pass each other where if you had tracing paper between them, the stones wouldn't touch, but it would rip the paper.
Wow.
That's how close they... to figure out if you have a question on what rock is closer to the center of the house,
Yeah.
or the scoring region, the big bullseye, the measuring units that are out there, those things actually use micrometers are on there. Those are, it's not just, that's literally, it's that much, literally it can be that fine. And I've seen it where it's literally been like, I don't even know how, like it only moved, you set it for one, you swing it past, it didn't touch the other. Okay, well, you just double check, you measure from the other way. Literally, it would be like 1 or 2 microns closer.
Wow.
Good friend of
I can't even play golf without cheating, so I don't know if I'd like this game.
the
No, I'm just kidding.
the strategy. There's time. It's not just throwing the rocks down the sheet. It's
there's a lot more to it.
There's strategy involved as far as it's. Well, think of it this way.
Hey, what about the rock chucker guy? I know that he's slinging the rock out there. I seen some of them guys go way out past the line. Some
they
stop
slide.
before. Yeah, how can he do that?
You're sliding
How
on Teflon. And there's some guys, I've seen people that, depending on how they're, what they call it, how much weight they're throwing, they can slide, especially in a tuck. I've seen them slide darn halfway down the sheet.
As long as they let go of the stone by a certain point.
By that first hog line, yes.
Huh.
But then they'll continue on their slide, and I've seen people when they're throwing high, heavy, or upweight takeout, where they're trying to clear out maybe 2-3 rocks and leave nothing in the house at all. I've seen and I can't do the tuck, never could, but I've seen them slide literally halfway down the sheet before and that's where they finally stop.
Do all 4 people have to throw?
Yes. Now, then, mind you, just because you are designated a lead, a second, a third, or a skip does not mean that is the order you have to throw in. I've already seen skips throw lead rocks. And then they go down to the far end. Or a skip, if they want, they could throw second. It's just, depending on, that's how, but generally speaking, the skips do throw last, because at that point you're down to skips rocks, as they call it. That can switch sometimes it's up to your skip that, there be male, female.
Mm-hmm.
The skip can make the determination whether you score 1 point, multiple points, or no points.
Huh. So the skip is actually
team
he's
leader.
your anchor man.
Or woman.
Or woman, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyhow, we have to get a break in here.
Yeah, and then we'll take a break and come back and we'll talk about something else. But anyway, we learned a little about curling today.
Oh, and trust me.
How did we get from paintball to curling? That's what I want to know.
This because you said you went to the Chamber of Commerce thing.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
My brother Paul was a real Renaissance man, a big city ER doctor, an outdoorsman, and always the smartest person in the room. When he was killed in a deer vehicle collision, I thought it was a freak accident, but I was wrong.
Each year, deer vehicle crashes cause death, damage, and injuries. About 1 in every 100 drivers is likely to have a collision with a deer. For tips to avoid hitting a deer and the best rates in town, visit Champion Insurance in Weston. Troy Champion, your personal Erie insurance agent. A message from Troy Champion Insurance and Erie Insurance Agencies. Blazing Gifts at 1701 North 6th Street in Wausau is your downtown destination for novelty and specialty gifts. Stop in and check out Blazing Gifts for t-shirts, knives, and other specialty items, including incense, candles, and more. Blazing Gifts handles items not found in everyday stores, even custom decals made to order. Check out Blazing Gifts at 1701 North 6th Street, downtown Wausau. Big E Outdoors, located at Cedar Creek, is reopening its doors soon after its new remodeling. Home to the area's first and only big game hunting museum, with educational exhibits displaying animals from around the world and facts around the hunters' contributions to their survival. Pick up some unique souvenirs and gifts from the museum and from the Big E TV shows. Meet the pro staff from Big E TV and Big E Outdoor Radio. A great place to stop in with the whole family. And while you're there, book your next hunting trip with the Big E Outdoors Professional Hunters. With over 21 personal hunting destinations worldwide, you'll be sure to find a quality getaway with the Big E Outdoors destinations. Big E Outdoors is also home to Adrenaline Hydrographic. Check us out online at BigEOutfitters.com and register to win a free hunt. Big E Outdoors at Cedar Creek.
So this guy came into the store recently and he said, it's my 30th anniversary and I want to get something fine for my wife. I haven't bought her jewelry in a long time and it's time. Well, of course, we agreed and we helped him find a diamond bracelet that we were quite sure would blow her socks off. Well, a few days later, he came back into Jim Creshock's and we asked him, so did she like her bracelet? He looked at us and he smiled and then he said, well, she liked it so much that she... And then he stopped smiling. She liked it so much that she... What? We said. Well, she liked it so much that she... And then he stopped again. And then we got it. So she's very happy, I said. And he nodded. And you're very happy, I said. And he nodded again. And I said, now that is what we're talking about. We're Jim Kreshock Jewelers on Rib Mountain Drive. And nobody renders guys speechless quite like we do.
We're back wrapping up our this morning's show here. We've talked about a lot of different things having to do with the outdoors. Everything from ice fishing and curling. Well, ice fishing and curling, that's closer, both on the ice.
Well, speaking, they had curling out for Winterfest. They had curling in the 400 block yesterday.
No kidding.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That must have been a lot of fun. Were they chucking it down 4th Avenue there? Or?
No, on the ice rink on the 400 block. However, I had to work at the Grand Theater, so.
Oh, what were you doing there?
One of many jobs.
One involved any kind of curling of your own there?
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay.
No. Custodial work.
Oh, custodial work. I gotcha.
That's just one of several things that I do.
Kind of like a jack of all trades. Hey, I got to make a correction. I see this week we've got the old Shed Shop ad in there. And for those of you that have been listening to the Shed Shop ads, Denny at the Shed Shop, his phone number, 715-584-3050. 3050. For some reason, when we redid that ad, I got the wrong number on that one. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that. If you're looking for a storage shed or an ice fishing shack or an elaborate doghouse for when you put your foot in it too much and your wife tells you need to head on out to the doghouse, that you got someplace nice to stay. But the Shed Shop's got some great sheds. Financing available, made by Mennonites. So check them out. Shawano and Eland. In Eland, you can't really miss them because there ain't a whole lot in Eland. Have you noticed that?
If you halfway blink.
Yeah. You don't even have to if you yawn. If you yawn on your way through there, it's like, where was that place? It's gone. Some of these communities we have, I can't believe they even got names. There's really nothing there anymore.
Why are you picking on Bevent?
Bevent, Eland, there's tons of them. There's a little place just south of Wapaka called Rural, Rural, Rural,
Wisconsin.
There's nothing there.
Well, if you really want to see, get a plat book.
Yeah.
There'll be spots on the map on the plat that you won't. What? That has a name?
And there's nothing there anymore.
Not to mention, okay, on your 29. Oh shoot, what's the name of that town now? Darn it! It reminds me. It's half of the name of a equipment manufacturer. I can't.
You got me hanging.
Well,
there's a lot of.
It's like a two. Never mind. I can't remember.
There's a lot of these places that there's not even a bar left there anymore.
Have you ever been to Tagsville?
No, I didn't even know there was such a thing. Tagsville.
You ever been to Schmitz?
No. You're going to keep naming them off. We got all kinds of them, like I said.
Well,
if you're not big enough for a post office, they should just remove the name.
Like I said, look in the plat book. There's intersections and whatnot that have names that you never would have known if you.
Mm-hmm. It's like because they didn't want to get rid of the heritage or whatever. Brandon's fishing down in some of those places right now, little bitty bergs. And
whereabouts are they?
They're down between Westfield and Coloma, down in that area.
Okay.
They're hitting like Wood Lake and Pleasant Lake and Lawrence Lake and who knows where. Them guys might be drinking enough beer they got tip-ups in a parking lot of the Family Dollar down there in Westfield, and that's why they're not getting any bites. Who knows?
Maybe they're actually fishing for the bottled bass instead of.
There's actually a fishing derby coming up. Though it is February 6th in Mosinee. There's one. I happened to drive through there the other day, and I
Oh.
seen that signs for it, and I'm thinking, there's a lot of ice around there, around that river. There were cars out there, people all over the place, and there's a little lake up on Double K.
Half Moon?
Half Moon Lake, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they're doing it there or if they're doing it on the river or what, but man, there was a lot of people out there fishing.
Maybe they were pre-fishing, trying to see if their spot worked.
Yeah, it was interesting.
So,
Yeah. So,
Well,
are you an ice fisherman?
no, not really. Instead of, I'd rather just take the beer out of the fridge
Yeah.
and then out of the snow. But, hey.
How we doing? We about done for the day?
Yes, we're about done. So,
Well, we will talk to everybody next week, and next week we'll have Brandon back on the air with us again. So have a good week, everybody, and enjoy the outdoors.